In transportation engineering, there are three types of transportation system. One type is on the land, and one type is on water, and in the other is in the air. So, in this land type of transportation, there are two types. One is pavement type roads, and there are vehicles, and other is railway. And this in the transportation engineering one, there are only railway engineering. Railway engineer with this there are bridges and airports also, but first chapter is first or main transportation system on this transportation engineering one is railway. So I will discuss about rail today. Classification of Indian Railway. In this type, there are three types of rails: trunk rail, main rail, and branch rail. Now, what is trunk rail? Trunk rail is like main rail on this on our India. In this India, trunk rail has bounded this whole India in by this trunk rail. There are seven numbers of trunk rail. One is Delhi to Howrah, one is Delhi to Mumbai, next is Delhi to Chennai, next is Delhi to Guwahati, next Chennai to Howrah, next Howrah to Mumbai, next Mumbai to Chennai. These seven numbers of trunk rail has bounded this our country, and for this type of trunk rail, transportation are becomes very easy. Then main rails are distributed on our country and other countries also, but there are broad gauge and meter gauge. If broad gauge and meter gauge are in our transportation railway, and this broad gauge can carry greater than 10 gross million ton, and our meter gauge can carry 2.5 gross meter ton, then we can call it as main rail. Then next is branch rail. Third was branch rail. So if this broad gauge can carry less than 10 gross million ton, and meter gauge can carry less than 2.5 gross million ton, then we called it branch line. Then classification of our railway based on speed. There are five numbers of line. They are A line, B line, C line, D line, and E line. A line, if the speed of the railway is or train is 160 kilometer per hour, then it will be called as A line. Next, B line, if the speed of the railway is 130 kilometer per hour, then we will call it B line. And if the speed is 120 kilometer per hour, then we will be called it as C line. And if the speed is 100 kilometer per hour, then we will call it D line. And if the speed is less than 100 kilometer per hour, then we will call it as E line. In India, first railway was constructed from Bombay to Thane, and from India in India in 1918 in 1853. First railway was started, and this railway traveled from Bombay to Thane first time. For railway track selection, we have to take some conditions, and these are alignments for this railway track. So these alignments are considered as topography and our